Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Pensacola for the 34th race of the season in the NRSL Mountain Dew for the Win Cup Series. Only two more races. This is round 3, race 2. Two more races until we decide the final 4. Right now, as it stands, the final 4 consist of 2 Chevys and 2 Fords. Martin Swartz, Alexander Rowe, Caleb Hoffman, and Johnny Gardner. Gardner has 9 points over Deanna Jones. Mendez 11 back, Barker 14 back, and Philip Parker 19 back. Looking at your eliminated chase drivers, Colin Denton leads them 1 point over James Shelley, 9 over Sorlin, 13 points above Nate Rogers, and then Amato is 13 back on Nate Rogers, and then Gray Flickinger another dozen or so points behind Amato, and Sanford is nowhere in sight in regards to that battle. Hometown drivers today include Grayson Acevedo and Alexander Rowe yet again. Last night, Charles Sanford won in the Truck Series. The Cup, both series have still yet to have a chase. One of their chase drivers win a race, whether it's an eliminated or current member. So it's going to be interesting to see if this trend continues for the rest of the chase. There's 2 races after today left for each series. So it's still likely that that trend will not continue. But that's just an interesting thing to keep forward. Let's go through the starting first 5 rows quickly here. Tyler Merkel and Caleb Hoffman are on the front row. Zach Rogers, Tony Green, row 2. Austin Alves, Jonathan Sorlin, row 3. James Qualls, Johnny Gardner, row 4, with LJ Toledo and Emmanuel Hartnett in row number 5. Let's go trackside for the Command Fire Engines. As the command has been given, we'll watch them peel off a pit road. So, Super Speedway, this is the last Super Speedway on the season. These cars look great today in the Florida sunshine. It's shining bright. This is the track home of the closest finish ever. A dead tie. Back for the... I forget if it was the 300... No, 300 was Armory. It was either the 400 or the 500 subscriber special event. It was held here at Pensacola. We had close finishes in every race. Expect to see it again here today. We had a close finish last night in trucks. So I'm expecting hopefully a good 40-lap event here. Who knows what kind of craziness we'll see today. But as they peel off a turn for the pace car, will head down pit road. The last super speedway race, the 6th one on the season. Green flag in the air. We are underway at Pensacola. Sixth one, wait a minute. Daytona twice, Dega twice. Yes, this is the 6th race. Okay, yep, I was right. Because Armory was... Yep. Nope. Yep. And now Zach Rogers will make it 3 wide for the race lead. Now these guys go a lot faster than the trucks did. So this is going to be an interesting race for sure. But Zach Rogers will lead the first lap. Him and Charles Jackson have been the two drivers that did not make the chase that have really stepped up their game since. And Rogers has won a race. Charles almost won last week at Puco, but Seth Cole beat him out, who's actually right behind them. And then Charles Jackson won the round 1 and round 2 opening chase races. So I can't. Excuse me, just typing something important here. Oh, Jesus, then there's a big wreck. That was anti-dramatic. Dylan Young is the leader, and I'm trying to look and see who out of these guys. Suarez is up here. And Jay Barker. There's Mendez. Up, Amato's screwed. There's Hoffman up, back end screwed up for him. Yep, there's Amato. There's Philip Parker. There's Nate Rogers. There's Alves. Deanna Jones is in it. Damn, Sorlin's front end is mashed. Alexander Rowe. William Brock Sakuli. Oh, Gardner's smoking too. And Jake Rogers is your leader coming to the caution. And there is a crap ton of smoke on the backstretch. And Joshua Cooley, Gardner, Brock, all smoking. Tons of cars destroyed. Oh, Sam Oskin, Seth Cole are on pit road. They could not make it. Zach Rogers, Tyler Merkel. Holy crap, the huge one at Pensacola. A lot more cars taken out because of the high speeds. Let's take a look and see what the heck happened. It was right here. I think it starts right about here. So let's see what the heck actually happened here. I'm going to slow down more because these cars are going so fast. And it looks... Let's see. Seth Cole's leaning against Tony Green pretty hard. They're 4 wide. Oh, does this start with James Qualls? Nope, it starts with Seth Cole and Tony Green, and oh my gosh, right up into Nico Tringali. There's Austin Alves, nowhere to go. Green pounds the wall. Zach Rogers and Merkel have nowhere to go. They're going to try and cut back down, and oh, there's Austin, gets into him. That sends him down into a motto. It's on from here. You see Gardner, Hoffman, Fitzwater piling in behind. There's Zach Rogers hitting the outside wall. There's Sakuli, Curtis. Amato is being bounced up off the track. Seth Cole's going to get turned down. There's Merkel. Merkel's getting through this. There's Arndt, Flickinger. Oh, there's Brock getting into the 3. Everyone's just spinning out everywhere here in turns 1 and 2. Oh, and then Nick Smith gets into Nate Rogers. And this is what damages these cars. There's Philip Parker getting into Nick Smith. There's Brock hitting Nate. Deanna Jones. Merkel's got nowhere to go. He's hitting the brakes. It looked like Merkel made it through this wreck. Oh no, here comes Sorlin. Sorlin clobbers Deanna Jones. Merkel's still spinning. There's Alves, gets into him. Oh, and there's a Amato make the contact. Oh, there's a Amato hitting Alves. And oh, Seth Cole is going to kill Tyler Merkel, passenger side. Holy crap. And he came out of nowhere. All 4 tires off the ground. destroyed Tyler Merkel's car, and there's smoke everywhere in the corner. Tony Green. Oh, and then this Tringali hit the 19 again. Oh, yeah, wow. Flips him right over. Nailed them just right that it flipped the 19 up and over. And they were still wrecking up here. Holy crap, what a mess. Took out maybe half the field. That is what brought out the caution. Let's see if we can take some onboards here. Red flag is out. First, we're going to go on board with our pole sitter, Tyler Merkel. He's making it through. He's making it through. He's making it through. And then they just kept wrecking. And then there's Nick Smith and oop. Oh, wow. So that's unfortunate for Merkel. Now on board with the 19 of Zach Rogers. Oh, he gets stuck. Gardner. Oh, wow. And then Tringali right after. That's unfortunate. On board with Edwin Mendez, who was almost losing the draft and still got caught up in this mess. Oh my god, there's just nowhere to go. Oh, yeah, he got through it, but he got a little piece of it, so guess you gotta be thankful you were 42nd. Let's take you to the race restart. Getting ready to go back racing, and we lost half the field. Zach Rogers, Tyler Merkel, Seth Cole, Sam Oskin, Joshua Schooley, Johnny Gardner, William Brock, Alexander Rowe, Nico Tringali, Jonathan Sorlin, Nick Smith, Tony Green, DJ Curtis, John Arndt, Nate Rogers, Michael Amato, Deanna Jones, and Austin Alves. LJ Toledo was on pit road. I think he's done. He was trying to exit his pit stall, and Deanna Jones was coming in and squeezed him and destroyed his front end. So I think he's done. Top 10 rundown real quick. Jake Rogers leads. James Shelley second. Grayson Ace Fatal third. Jay Barker fourth. Alex Grace fifth. Dylan Young sixth. Martin Suarez seventh. Eric Benson eighth. Colin Denton ninth. And Adam Rogers is 10th. So remaining chasers include Barker, Suarez. They're in the top 10. Mendez is 15th, who made it through there with just a scratch. And then Caleb Hoffman, who's 20th, back end's mashed up, and Philip Parker, who's 23rd. So 5 of our chasers are still running. Deanna Jones will finish 26th. As green flags back out, Rowe will get 35th and Gardner 37th. So that's the outlook. And Jake Rogers leads him to the restart. So we still have 3/4 of the race left and half the field's gone. So hopefully we don't have another caution. Toledo has retired, so 23 cars remain on the track. Shelley getting that highline run. As here comes Jay Baker. He's going to make it 3 wide with help from Martin Suarez. Charles Jackson still in this race. As we see the pack dwindling out. See who's got damage, who doesn't. They were going 4 wide, so I mean, if they go 4 wide again and they wreck again and we lose four more drivers, oh well. The cleanup took a while. I had to flip Zach Rogers' car back over. You know, that wreck was insane. Probably the biggest of the season. And Andrew Rich makes it 4 wide on the bottom for the race lead at Pensacola. As Edwin Mendez will starting to climb up through the field. See if we can look back here as Rich will lead this lap. They are 4 wide, back to 3 wide. Hartnett is at the very back of this pack. He is 17th. Now Hoffman and Fitzwater are trailing. Same with Peter Sands. That's 18th, 19th, and 20th. Chris Dodd and Parker have the most damage. And then, actually, Flickinger's got the most. He's 23rd. So Flickinger will be the one most off pace. As Goldberg takes the lead, they're 4 wide now for second. We are only coming to complete lap number 10. I believe we were supposed to have restrictor plates, but that ended up not happening. As Jay Barker and Suarez were leaning on each other. But Philip Goldberg continues to lead. Grayson Acevedo, a hometown guy, behind him. No. No. Jake Rogers back to the race lead. And now they're 3 wide for the lead again. Alex Gray on the bottom. Super Speedway eliminated him from contention. They had it set on fuel strategy. It just wasn't enough. He needed to be a few positions higher than where he finished. So they had the right call. It just did not work. Now Rich back to the bottom, looking for the lead again. As Andrew Rich passes him back. This pack consists of 17 cars. And they will catch Zach Flickinger eventually. As now Dylan Young peeks to the inside of Rich for the race lead. Dylan Young to the race lead. Not sure when these guys will have to pit. If it's like the trucks, they should have to pit twice before this race is over. As Colin Denton will look to take the lead on the bottom. Denton won his first race of the season at Armory Digital. That helped clinch him into the chase. But alas, he was eliminated after round 2. One of the favorites in the field, currently the top non-chaser, as Edwin Mendez just blew a motor. Edwin Mendez blew up. And Eric Benson got held up big time. That's going to cut him off from the pack. But Mendez blows up. That was out of nowhere. And a tough break for the 83 team. They'll end up finishing 23rd. So not a really bad finish, but not what they wanted. They were running looking for maybe getting a win. And he had seemed off pace all day. They made it through that wreck, and it looks like they had a faulty engine. And he is really slow. I'm not sure if he did make slight contact in that wreck. Not sure. As holy crap, dude, get off the track. Not sure if that is what cause him to get damage. As I believe the caution's out. The caution is out from... No, it's not. But he has retired. Charles Jackson coming to the race lead as I think James Shelley's about to pit. And he does. James Shelley down pit road. As we begin, green flag stops. The header went on the 83, so he ends up 23rd. As 22 cars remain on the track. These guys are starting to catch up to Flickinger. Only about 4 seconds off pace. Not as bad as J.T. Bryant's truck last night. That was ridiculous. As nobody pit that time, so I don't know why James Shelley pit so early. Arndt and Suarez to the lead as they catch James Shelley, who came out of pit road, and now Jake Rogers goes down pit road. So the fuel strategy is interesting here. I'm not sure if some guys didn't get filled up when they pit or what, but Shelley, they're catching Shelley right as they're catching Zach Flickinger. Now, if Shelley gets by Flickinger and these guys don't, that's going to help Shelley since he came out of pit road without draft, and he does just that. And now Flickinger's blocking Suarez. So that'll help the 27 gain some of the ground he lost. As Suarez passes by on the high side, he'll drop back down. Hartnett's there. I'm not sure if some of these guys got a pit, what the deal is here. I think Hartnett is pitting. Suarez is pitting too, so the 14 to 20, they're coming down. Dylan Young comes down as well. So now they're starting to pit, as Charles Jackson will stay out and take the race lead. Jackson leads as they're starting to catch back up to Shelley, and they're all coming down pit road. Except for James Qualls. James Qualls comes down pit road. As we'll see, there's Philip Parker. Chris Dodd. Jackson's coming out. And there is Suarez and Dylan Young. Then they're coming out behind the slow car of Flickinger, who will move out of the way. And the top three will appear to be Young, Jackson, and Suarez. Suarez is actually going to peak down and slow up for the 11. And Dylan Young will take the race lead back. Qualls is out of pit road. So these guys definitely got to pit one more time. Some can make it longer than others. There's Dylan Young in the race lead as he passes James Qualls. Jackson and Suarez right behind him as we look to see who's lost who. Benson has definitely lost ground after he got held up by the blown up 83. Jay Barker is by himself. See, Gray, Rich are going to get held up by the 3, the 20, the 99. There's James Shelley. Remember, he is on a completely different strategy than these other guys. Same for, I believe, Emmanuel Hartnett. But they're all up in a pack here. Jake Rogers and Qualls are straggling. These guys should catch them, and they should race up front to the 2, the 14, and the 11. As we're past halfway, they will catch the 88 of Chris Dodd next, as Flickinger is one lap down. Dylan Young pulling away as Suarez and Jackson race side by side. Actually losing ground on the 2 car doing that. Jake Rogers, Qualls, and others are slowly catching up. They catch the 88, and then they will catch the 4 of Philip Parker. Fitzwater by himself as well, got some damage. Charles Jackson trying to get a run on Suarez, peeking back low for what would be second. Now, Suarez is the top chaser left on the racetrack right now. Even with the group that will catch back up to them, there will not be a chaser. Jay Barker is probably going to finish anywhere from 15th to 18th. Same thing can be said about Caleb Hoffman. Philip Parker looks like he's destined for 20th. And that's who's left of the chasers. Now, out of those guys, Parker and Barker were outside the top 4 entering the race today. So they're going to gain a lot of points here. Deanna Jones and Mendez were already outside. Mendez isn't going to lose too much because he finished ahead of 3 others. But Jones definitely. Gardner had 9 points and Rowe had 21. So Rowe is going to take a hit. It's going to be interesting. I think really Jones is the only one who's going to really need to get some luck next week at Springfield. But otherwise, everyone else will probably be even next week. As Dylan Young and others will lap the 4 and the 88 with ease. Dodd's getting some draft from them now, so he should catch up and pass Parker for 20th. So the 2, 11, and 14 are by themselves as this pack catches up to Chris Dodd and Philip Parker. Really nowhere for them to go, but they are going to get to the inside of the 88 as they are slowly but surely tracking down the top 3. As they arrange, they're running around Dodd. Now they're going to try and get by Philip Parker here. Qualls is losing. He's got no help. So they're going to lose some ground here because of the 4. Nobody else is in range, though, after him, so they should slowly but surely catch up. Gray and Rich are trying to catch up and get in the draft here, but it is proving difficult. It looks like Sanford and Qualls are going to get hurt the most, along with Hartnett. As Dylan Young continues to lead, Suarez and Jackson continue to switch second place back and forth. Now this, Dylan is originally from Chicago, Illinois. However, he currently lives in the state of Florida, so if he would win today, it would be like a second home state track for him. Kind of deal here. He has not won this season. So if he does win, it should be a pretty big win for these guys. I believe they would be either the 23rd or 24th different winner. I'm going to have to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24th different winner if Young pulls it off. Jackson looking for win number 3. Suarez looking for win number 2 on the season. As they are continually still pulling away. They're actually really single filed up now, but here comes Goldberg in that other pack. But Rich and Gray got held up by the 88 and others. Don't expect them to catch up, as we'll hit 12 to go. This time by. I'm expecting the 27 to pit soon. He did pit early. Him and I believe the 20. The 70 pit the latest, so he would probably be pitting last. So he really needs to hope that they draft up here. Goldberg going 228, 227 at the front of this pack. And they are closing in. Sanford's going to make a move to the inside of Shelley. That is for 5th place. Top 3 race around again. Young still in the lead. Denton starting to lose ground. Let's see this time by if they gain the ground. Yes, they do. And Suarez will peek down again on Jackson for 2nd place. So this will shred a lot of their speed as they run side by side with only 2 cars. Suarez will get by the 11 with ease. And that'll really help Goldberg and these guys catch up. But Jake Rogers and Sanford continuing to battle for 5th place. Calls is going to stick with the 03. Jake Rogers is losing his draft. And you see they are catching up. And so come to 10 to go. I'm really expecting the 27 to pit here soon. Dylan Young continues to lead. What the hell is that cat? Oh. Young continuing the lead, and yeah, they're catching up. They got the draft. Sanford's got it big time. These guys won't blow by, but it'll be close. Shelley still hasn't pit yet. I believe these guys have to pit one more time. They pit around lap 20. Yeah, here comes Shelley. Shelley's pitting on lap 31. This is his last stop of the day. He gets to pit by himself. He's got one of the early stalls. Denton has lost the pack. Sanford leads, trying to catch. There they are. They're about to catch up to the back of Jackson, Suarez, and Dylan Young. Now, depending on where they catch, they could get a run and try to pass these guys. Jackson will look low on Suarez. That'll really slow them up. Dylan Young still leading. These guys haven't been able to mount the charge. It seems you need at least 4 cars or more. As Jackson passes Suarez for 2nd. Sanford catches up. He's going to look to the bottom. And he doesn't quite get there. So now the pack is single filed out. 1st to 9th. Hartnett trailing in 10th. He's losing them. Shelley coming out of pit road in front of the 47. As they actually catching the 47. And now see Charles Jackson has his help to go for the lead. But I think Sanford's coming down pit road. So Jackson's help is going to pit. Or no, he's not. Jake Rogers is down, though, here on lap 33. So these guys should be coming down soon. Dylan Young continues to lead. As they catch Zach Flickinger, James Shelley racing with Fitzwater for 18th. But Dylan Young in very high control of the lead since he came out of the pits. He was drafting with Suarez, and they got by Charles Jackson, who came out of the pits. It'll be 6 laps to go at the start-finish line. And I think Dylan Young coming down this time, and he is. Dylan Young will pit by himself and give the lead back to Charles Jackson at 6 laps to go. Now Jackson gained a lot of ground there as the rest of the pack has to navigate their way around Flickinger as they're 4 wide. Remember, I don't know if Qualls can make it all the way, but he stayed out a while. He's up to P3 now. See Shelley racing up here. He's in some draft this time, so that's to his benefit. But Jake Rogers, look how far ahead Jake Rogers is from the 27. That's not good for James Shelley. They'll be coming to 5 to go this time by Jackson Goldberg. They're pitting. Qualls stays out. But all the leaders come down except for James Qualls. There's Emmanuel Hartnett and Dylan Young coming out of pit road. And Young is a good ways ahead. Now Jake Rogers is close to him, but James Shelley is not close at all. James Qualls is the leader here right now. Now the question is, how will the others come out compared to Dylan Young? Because it seems pitting by yourself does not work. And here comes the 70 of James Qualls down pit road, making his scheduled pit stop as he'll hit 4 to go. Flickinger coming down as well, still had the pit. There is Charles Jackson. Now he leads out of pit road. He's got Fitzwater, a lap car, and Adam Rogers behind him. There's Dylan Young. So obviously pitting by yourself does not work out at all. Now Jackson's got no real help. Fitzwater is off pace, holding up Adam Rogers, and then there's Philip Parker. This may work to Jackson's advantage, but basically right now he's come out of pit road with no help. And it's Jackson and Adam as they hit 4 to go. There's Flickinger. There's James Qualls is way ahead. Might have only had to take a little bit of fuel. You know, we'll be coming around the 3 to go. You don't have much time to draft up the people. There's Charles Jackson, Adam Rogers. They are 2nd and 3rd right now. They need 4 cars in order to draft by people. Adam is making a move on the low side. He had a run. This is for 2nd place. Qualls is looking to get his first win. He is well ahead of these guys. He took a lot less fuel than those guys. Yeah, you can see it. 3-second difference between the pit stop between the 99 and the 70 in the total lap time. Fitzwater is 19th a lap down now. He seems up to speed enough to draft up to these 2 lead lap cars. They're not doing themselves any good sitting here single file. They're 4 seconds back. And Jackson's just going for 2nd right now. He's not even thinking about a win. He's going for 2nd. Philip Parker's getting past. See, Dylan Young has led most of the race. He's trying to draft up here. These guys are going. They're trying to go. I think Qualls just had the race-winning strategy, just like what we saw John Arndt do at Talladega. They're closing, but they're closing slow because they're fighting. Look at Philip Goldberg, Martin Suarez. This group is flying up here. Do they have enough time? And I don't think they do. I could be wrong, though. They were a half a tenth faster last time by. Goldberg's going by on the bottom. He's like, dude, you're so slow, man. Get out of my way. Now Jake Rogers makes it 3 wide. They're coming to the white flag. They're closing, but are they closing fast enough? There's the 26. I don't think they're going to get to him. White flag in the air for James Qualls. They closed half the gap. It's going to get close. If Goldberg stays in the front, he might have a chance. They are flying. Dylan Young's making a move on Jake Rogers. He does not have any help. He's going to peek back in line. Here they come. Goldberg's looking high. Jake Rogers is going to go low. It's going to get close. Does Jake Rogers have enough of a run? Here they come off of 4. Jake Rogers peeks low. Goldberg peeks 3 wide. James Qualls does it. Barely. Holy crap, another photo finish. Woo! Jake wanted to go for the win himself. I think if he had stayed behind Goldberg and they had stayed single file, one of them might have got Qualls, but that was close. James Qualls is your 24th different winner on the season. Jake Rogers gets 2nd. Philip Goldberg 3rd. Dylan Young led most of the race. He got 4th. Charles Jackson gets 5th. Continues to be one of the best drivers who did not make the chase in the chase. Grayson Acevedo 6th. Martin Suarez 7th. Top chaser of the day. Adam Rogers 9th. Emmanuel Hartnett 9th. And, Alex Gray gets 10th. So that's it here from Pensacola. I will see you guys next week for the final races of the round racing for the chases in both series. We're heading to Springfield for some dirt track action, not long races. It's going to be fun. It's going to be quick. We'll see you guys next week.